The Golden City. The Golden... Chuck, is this... Hey. It's the wrong Golden City. Now there's the Golden City. Chuck, what's this? What? Politics. Not American politics. Not Trump this time. Maybe at the end of this video, Trump. But right now it's Canadian politics. Called the Liberals versus the Conservatives versus the NDP versus the Bloc. Okay, Bloc NDP, even though I'm kind of sided with the NDP. Right now, they don't have a chance to help anything. So you got Carney versus Poilievre. I'm just going to put it straight out there. Poilievre's going to win. I think he's going to win by a landslide. From all the, deep dive in this whole week, and people at work goes, "Oh, Chuck, I don't know what you're talking about." And I said, "Oh, I called the Trump election twice. 2016 and just recently, and guess who won?" And he won, and I did 3 videos on how he won, so I'm going to do a video right now how Poilievre's going to win. Poilievre, you know what I'm talking about. The young guy that was put, even though Mike from BC, Mike Dole or whatever, should have been leaders, conservatives, but I think they put Poilievre in because he was young and he could come up against Trudeau, but nobody ever thought at that time that Trudeau probably would resign, technically step down, right? So Carney got in, and I watched some stuff on Carney. I watched a deep dove him for like 3 days straight, looked at all his businesses, looked at his book, and it's pretty simple. I think a lot of liberals realize there's a problem, realize that it's just going to be business as usual to put him back in, and I think the damage is done, and I think what's going to happen is he's going to be voted out, and a landslide to the Conservatives, and I'll explain that in a second here. You got to understand that I've been buy and sell crypto, lost money in crypto, won money in crypto. I watch the crypto market, I watch everything like a hawk, and a lot in the world is to do with economics. And economics, even in crypto, what has crypto got to do with all that? It has a lot to do with that, because a lot of poor people, middle class people that see their money shrinking away and everything by Federal Reserve printing money, Canadian government, all kinds of stuff. People take their money, take chances with it. And it seems like in crypto is the #1 place that everybody takes chances with the money. And people who are scared in business and multimillionaires, what do? They push solid commodities up, which I call gold, silver, and stuff like that. Gold is a world record high, $3,300, $3,200 as of today. I don't even have to look because I know that's above there. So that's a flight. You got Warren Buffett, just like 3 months ago, liquidating his Apple shares, liquidating everything, and for Warren Buffett and some of the big corporations of the world bail, put money into cash, then there's a problem. You know that there's a giant recession around the corner, or they're trying to put the recession off. What has that got to do with Canadian politics? A lot, because now people are scared. People scared because what happened under Trudeau? Inflation just kept on going up, but I think inflation, everything has a lot to do with the world. But if you pour money into the situation and stuff like that, there's more money in there. Your money over time goes down, except Bitcoin. Always goes up. Lindy power law always goes up. So I think liberals in general might, and I personally think might take a chance and just not, they will vote conservative, will vote NDP, and put a landslide to one side, right? Politics, I think I'm not quite sure, his policies and guns and stuff like that's probably not a. I think he wants to bring that back. Technically, people say, "Oh, you know what you're talking about when politics comes to crypto." He is on the crypto side because there's videos of him on the crypto side. End of story. You got but he is not pushing the crypto side. He's pushing the economic, food and shelter. Well, guess what? A lot of people in Canada, like I said in the Trump videos, a lot of people don't have money. A lot of people struggle, including myself. I go to the store and it's $80 every time. I have enough money to buy the nicer stuff in the grocery store. Second, I need. Got a big Easter dinner coming in a couple hours here, so I got to get ready. But so people going to get gas, ladies, family, the breadwinners don't really go buy food. The ladies buy food. They drive. They know the gas prices. They know the food prices. Carbon copy of the Trump thing. So, what are they going to do? What did Carney just say? He's going to put $500 billion into the spending. $500 billion is a half a trillion. Okay, think about that. Half a trillion into everything. It's going to artificially bring everything up. You got a bull run in crypto and everything, so it might help the bull run in crypto. Everybody's coming probably all summer till September. So there might be some money sloshing around. It might ease things, but I think what's going to happen is there's a lot of people in Canada have no clue about crypto, and they don't want nothing to do with crypto. Even half the people in my work don't want to hear about crypto. They don't care. People don't care about crypto, even though it's the only asset in the world that could change your life. Bitcoin change your life, but you got to keep up on it, and you can't do stupid things and go to other coins and everything. Anyways, so why I think Pierre is gonna win in a landslide is because it's a carbon copy. Make America great again. Make change in Canada, right? So I think some liberals are going to say, well, they're sick and tired of it. All they see is going to be a money grab for Carney's companies. So I think they're just going to I think there's a big portion of they're going to punish the liberals, saying, okay, you got 4 years to get this guy out or get your shit together, right? Because they're going to give the whole thing to conservatives, and I really think it could be even a shocker. I really believe that. Even a couple people at work, when I said because they all think 100% Carney's going to win. From where I'm sitting and what I've dug up and what I've seen, I think they're done. I think liberals are done. I think Trudeau did enough damage, and I think Carney is on the verge of doing more damage. And I think people in northern Canada and companies and stuff like that, I think they're going to do a big push in this next week here. A big push to say, hey, we're sick and tired of crap happening with the liberals, and I really think there's going to be a landslide. I really do. I think it'll be another, like a Trump landslide. I think people ain't going to see it coming except me. I'm telling you right now. After I did my my lounge video for my crypto, I decided to do this video because if I'm right and I didn't have anything to back it up, then I wasn't right in the first place, right? So that's why I'm doing this video. Plus, actually, I have some, I think I emailed myself some notes to go by. Just a second. These ain't my notes, but this is the token I'm in. There's only literally take 2 seconds to tell you this. This token is 47 cents. There's only 2.1 million tokens. And if it goes up 2.1 million up, you double your money. 2.1 million up, double your money. It goes to 100 million, you're basically a millionaire. Anyways, show notes. Okay, I got a splice to here because I screwed up. Anyways. Okay. I think, this is what I think. I could be totally 100% wrong, but I think a lot of Canadians are going to vote for Pierre because they see him as a hard-nosed kind of guy to stand up to Trump, stand up to the world, and I think the guy's arrogant. I never liked the guy, and I've been saying for the last 2 years this guy's never going to become Prime Minister. I really believe he's going to become Prime Minister now, and I'll explain to you why I think. I'll explain right here 3 ideas that I have. That's my own idea. I think the big one is CERB payments. What has CERB got to do with anything? Well, the CERB payments, remember when the COVID thing happened and all the vaccinations, all that bullshit, all was pushed on people and stuff was closed down. And remember how many companies, how many restaurants, how many was shut down because everybody had to stay at home, and guess who pushed that? The government, right? My personal view is I believe the pandemic is real because people in my reserve died, people all around the world died, and to say that was planned or anything is just plain stupid. But that's my own opinion. What came about from that? There's all these companies, all these people, and people are forgetting this, that just a couple years ago, 3 years ago, when everything was shut down, people lost business, people lost everything. Okay? Then you get the CERB payments. You gave an 800 number, and they threw CERB into everybody. Like, hey, if you need money, you just take it. So what happened? Even people in the own government took the CERB money all across the board, okay? I guess what they did, they went after everybody that didn't need the CERB payments, and they're in the process right now of, you got to pay that back. Conservatives get in power. If everybody that took CERB payments and now they're all worried, all you have to do is get liberals power, and what's going to happen is the conservatives are going to say, well, they might say, oh, you still got to pay, but I highly doubt it because that's a liberal thing, right? And if they say, oh, you got to pay, a liberal's mistake, ain't going to happen. So what's going to happen is I think once they get in power, they're just going to say to the CERB thing, fail lib thing, everybody, forget about it. Everything's dropped, right? That's a big thing. And people don't realize how big that problem is because they came after everybody. We're talking millions and millions of Canadians. 32 million Canadians, about 2 to 3 million took those CERB payments. A good million took the CERB payments that didn't deserve the CERB payments because that's all. Anyways, so that's a big thing. And I'm sure that's going to influence people because people are going to say, you know what, I still owe like $20, $30, $40, $50,000 in CERB payments. So what's going to happen is I think there's going to vote conservative, liberals and NDP alike, because, well, if you get rid of the liberals, then you don't have that problem no more, right? So that's a big thing that nobody's talking about. Second one is Western secession, where people are talking about leaving the country and everything. I think it's bullshit. personally, but I think there's a lot of people that are saying to other people they're upset and they don't want liberal government. And I think since conservatives all across Western Canada are powerful, I think they're going to influence some of their lib friends. I think they're going to say, listen, they're going to say just like me telling you, I'm telling you the future, I think it's going to be a landslide. I think it's going to be a majority House and conservatives. I think it's going to be a conservative win. And trust me, I don't like politics, but what I see is him standing up against Trump, standing up against the tariffs and everything, saying, okay, you ain't dealing with the liberals now, you're dealing with me. It's my way or the highway. I think that's what's going to happen. And I think liberals are sniffing this out. I, who am not a conservative, is even telling you what's going to happen. It's going to happen. This video is going up today. Sunday the 20th. Listen, as soon as I'm done here, it's going up. So, conservative rule for 4 years. Might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. But I think there's going to be so happy that they get in power, and here's a treaty status native in Canada who has a lot to lose if conservative get in power, because that means a lot of my treaty stuff, a lot of my stuff to do with reserve money and stuff like that is just shut down. Theoretically, I should be coming on here and being on the liberal side, because the liberals are the ones that gave me money in the past, right? They gave me, as a treaty status native, easy money. And I know, deep down, conservative gets, that's all gone. But economically, people are still hurting. People are pay the power or buy food. Take your choice. And Carney, I like the guy and everything, and I predicted even to all my friends. I even said Freeland wasn't going to get it, won't be the leader, even though she stepped down and everything. And then I said that because some people said, oh, Freeland was going to get in. I said, no. I said, this Carney's going to get in because he's a finance guy. But a lot of people don't realize, but I think a lot of people that understand Carney, he's got so many companies and everything, and all of a sudden he's going to throw Fed money everywhere. Sure sounds a little bullshit to me. That's why I don't think Carney personally has a chance in hell now. I really don't. I think in this last, and what I really believe is the advanced polls. What made me want to do this video is the advanced polls came out today. I just saw 2 million people out of 30 million people went into the advanced polls. Now, that could tell you something, because you've seen that on the Trump side where their advanced polls were like big turnout, and the advanced polls is turning out to be a big turnout too. So, is that a rush to cement liberals into place? No, I think it's a rush to get them out and get Carney out of there, and because he's got a lot of money for and I'm sure Trudeau and everything is still there in the background, and I really think liberals are going to say, you know what, how worse can it be under a conservative rule for 4 years? We could clean house and then get everything in order and come back stronger as before, the new liberal kind of thing. Here's the other problem where it could all fail. Liberals are too powerful in Canada. The whole Eastern Canada is ruled by liberals. The only way I could see it is some of the small provinces and everything taking our side in the west, like we're talking Prince Edward Island kind of thing, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, the territories. We could technically drown out the liberals. If liberals win, all my money from. I know there's settlements and everything coming from for the reserve and everything, and I know there's been coming, and I know with the liberals it's easy mode because I got money. But I really believe with the crypto situation, with the economic situation, I really believe politics is going to be in, and I think it's going to shock a lot of people. Now, I'm hoping to get a 3 out of 3 because I called the Trump election in 2016 before the election. I created a whole video thing on that before the election, and I was right. I created 3 for Trump this election when everybody said, and the poll said it was 101% possible to get in. He's convicted. All the vote will be against him because he's convicted, even though, and within 4 years from now, he's going to be 100% scot-free because he's just going to pardon himself and everybody. Now, here's the last part of the video. Trump. So if you don't care about Trump, bail out here. Trump. Economics. He put the tariffs on all the countries, nailed them at 10%, 60%. Okay, he did that on purpose to create a mini recession, right? So this is the way I see it, because I've seen it in crypto. I seen it so bad where gold went up to 3,000, where Bitcoin went down to 75,000, but Bitcoin is so strong it came up to 83K. And it's been hovering average 83K for 3 weeks straight. And that shows you that there's a lot of people that really believe in it, and everybody's spare money's in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. Now, I'm not going to explain everything about crypto, but 4-year halving. Okay. So 346 days ago was the halving. On the 500th day is the top of the Bitcoin thing, where it's between 150 to 330 to $700,000, which is September 2nd, 2025 of this year. That's the top from 500 days from the halving. Every single halving, the top of Bitcoin's always been around 500 days, which all puts it to September 2nd. Now that bull run starts May with M2 money, world money supply, and if you watch the news, world money supply is starting to creep up. Meaning, so what did Trump do? And a lot of people think, oh, Trump's an asshole. Oh, he's doing this to hurt everybody. No, he did it to wash out all the light hand people that's holding. So what happened? $5 trillion went out of the S&P, out of the world stock market. Crypto, almost 500 billion went out of the thing, right? So you got to think of it this way. Think of tariffs through him, through his people controlling them. It has nothing to do with Trump. It's his people control. What they did is created a mini recession. And what did he do? He nailed every country in the world, right? Now just hear me out on this. So you wash out, you dropped all the stocks down, right? Dropped the S&P 500 down. NASDAQ on the second day when people realized what was going on, it had one of the biggest rallies in the history of the stock market. A lot of people don't realize that, but you can search it. So what did he do? He basically just wiped out every little country, everybody that was making easy money off the United States. And why he did that? Because he's forcing them to print money in their own countries, right? So, and it's already happening in China. So China's hit with two, because they're the biggest one that you could print money, and you need that yuan, Chinese yen, yuan or whatever, yens in Japan. But you need all these countries to start printing money. Once the money all floods into the system, goes into people's pockets, goes into the corporations, and what the people do is they just pour money into the stock market because there's easy money printing all over the world. And you see it already happen in China, because China factories are shutting down. they started printing money, billions and billions of money to keep their economy from collapsing, because 60% of the world's easy sellable goods from China comes to the United States. So they're one of the biggest ones. All the little countries around them, there's only 1-2%, because I checked this all out, right? So what are they going to do? They're going to force to print money. Magically, at the same time, which is 146 days, from now, 137 days to the top of the bull run, which is coming up in September 2nd, magically he says there's a pause in all tariffs for 90 days, right? So, but all the tariffs in place are still in place, forcing all these countries around the world to start, where we're deep shit. We got to print money to keep our stuff afloat. What's they're doing right now? China's doing. Other countries are starting to do it. They know they got 90 days, and I'm quite sure some countries are secretly thanking Trump because, we have an excuse to print money. Equals the world money supply going up. World money supply goes up, it debases the currency of me and you, meaning you and I, our money is worth less. But if you have in Bitcoin and gold and everything, so you see the price of gold this high, then you know something's going on, because people are putting it in there. World money supply goes up, all the printing presses around the world goes up, and all of a sudden, guess what happens? Goes up, countries say, and then all of a sudden either Trump comes in 90 days and puts more tariffs, which I don't think. I think what's literally gonna happen, he's gonna say, you know what? We're going to negotiate with every country magically by now is negotiated with them, and then everything's going to be kind of back to where it was before. But by then, 90 days, you get countries and trillions of dollars coming into the system, right? And guess how many big companies and all of a sudden lost $5 trillion in market value and everything, and all of a sudden all this money in the world's coming in. Magically, all these NASDAQ and all these S&P 500 companies were top 500. NASDAQ's top 100. It's the top 100 tech companies, right? So magically, all this money just comes flowing in from everywhere, right? And Bitcoin, you're going to see the biggest rally probably in history of Bitcoin, and within 139 days to September 2nd, you're going to see May, June, July, and then magically, all this money's going to come in, and all of a sudden, sports cards are going to go up. Pokemon cards are going to go up. You're going to see gas come down. You're going to see so much crap happening within 3 months where, oh my God, this is the biggest economic thing in the world, and all thanks to Trump being an idiot right now. Okay? I see it coming because I see it in the crypto universe already. It even hurt me. But when I seen what's happening now, where people are, I put all of my money that I lost technically back into all the same stuff I had, and all of a sudden magically I'm up $2,000 today because I seen it. That's why I did this video. Magically, the money I was that I lost and stuff that I went put back into, except a couple that ran too high too fast. Magically, my money's coming back slowly, but it's coming back. So, at the end of this video, I'm telling you, you're going to see a different world in September after the summer. I think when what's going to happen is the stock market's going to start rising. People say recession, but I think the recession's going to be pushed off another year to in the middle of 2026. I think there's a big recession still coming, but I really think that's going to be pushed off. It could be maybe a backfire, and he hurt the economy and everything so bad that it ain't going to recover, but I don't think so. I really think it's a move to get countries to print money. I really believe that. And if you look at the M2 money supply, it's already going up. That means all countries in the world that's printing money that's giving it to the banks and everything to loan out and everything. You see it coming up already. And there is no reason for that to come up unless tariffs came in, crashed everything artificially. And I see it crypto. I already see it crypto coming up. So that's my view on it. Take it or leave it. It'd be interesting to come back to this video and I'll say I fucking told you so to people. That's the whole idea. I fucking told. Oh, you didn't believe me? You didn't believe me Bitcoin was going to be 200,000 or 300,000 or even 700,000 by September into December? Well, there's the video telling you. I'm telling you what's going to happen. I see it. I see it. I'm telling you. Here's the video to prove it. Billionaires, millionaires. They're the ones who control the world, not me and you. Okay? Maybe I'll be a millionaire, because if I'm right, I'm going to have so much money I wouldn't even know what to do with it, and then I'll laugh at everybody, because I'll have my Pepsi rollie in my fucking Lambo, okay? If I'm right in September, I won't have to work ever again, if I'm right. September to December. September is the top. You got to understand, September's the top of Bitcoin. Wherever it happens to be, 200,000, 300,000, people made their money, the money flows out into altcoins, and then you got a massive alt season. You got an alt season probably into December where you're going to see 1,000 gains, 5,000 gains, 10,000 gains, 20,000 gains. Okay, my token, if I'm right, even if $1 billion comes in, I'm a millionaire. 2 billion, double million. 3 billion, it could happen. With the name Satoshi Nakamoto token behind Bitcoin. Think about that. You got Bitcoin. Who did the white papers? Satoshi Nakamoto. It's the biggest name in the world with only 2.1 million tokens. And a store. So, to recap, politics going to be in with a landslide. Majority House, majority everything. That is a big thing to say. That is something that could come to haunt me for years to come, but I really believe it. I think after seeing the way the markets and everything are and the way everything's going, and this is the perfect little storm, because this is the pre-Bitcoin run, pre-bull market, and a lot of people don't understand what the fuck it is. They do not understand that. They're dumb. They're stupid. They're dummy-dumbs, okay? And they don't understand. What's going to happen is there's going to be economic, like, people are going to be making money for 3 to 4 or 5 months straight in this bull run. The main people who don't know crypto or anything don't know what a bull run is. And it happens every 4 years after a halving, and especially after this halving. And it correlates with everything now, with the stock market, everything. You're going to see that all coming up. And then what's going to happen, you got the short-term pain right now, you got the long-term gain. You can see it. And then you're going to see Trump take credit for it. You're going to see politics take credit for it. And me and you know the real story. But the common folk, oh, it must have been politics, it must be Trump. No, it's a bull run. Happens every 4 years. You already see it in the trading cards. You already see it in Pokemon. You already see it in Magic the Gathering. I see it already. It's already starting to ramp up. It hasn't gone full tilt yet, but trust me, it's coming. Just because I'm in crypto and I learned it. Yeah, I'm no expert. I'm trying to be a millionaire, okay? I'm no expert. But I know enough to see what's coming. If I could say Poilievre is going to be the next Prime Minister of Canada, I don't think Carney has a fucking chance in hell now. I said for 2 years to everybody, it's going to be another Liberal government. They're too powerful. But I think there's too many people pissed off, and I think there's too many people that see the underlying business dealings and everything to do with the liberal. And I think they're sick and tired of that shit because of the business dealings and everything. And then Carney saying he's going to put another $500 billion. You know, that stinks of lining the pockets of the rich people. That's all connected. And they're deep trouble if there's a conservative win, because they're all in deep trouble now. They know it. Landslide. Majority of the House. Majority everything. I think it's going to be a shock. I really do. Crypto. My prediction for Bitcoin. 200 to 333,000 as of September 2nd, 2025. Maybe even to 700,000 by December, by Christmas time. It's quite possible with all the corporation companies coming in. You got states backing their state, you know, their money with Bitcoin now. You got state strategic reserve. You got to remember, Trump created his token just before he went to office, and guess what? He siphoned a lot of money out of that, because I seen that. You got his strategic reserve for the United States. You got three funds all connected to him. You got the strategic reserve. You got the signal, or what do you call it? Signature backing of that fund. You have his truth fund that's backing that. The signature one's backing all his rich friends and everything, because I see the money flowing in. I track all the wallets. I have a wallet tracker, track all that. So I know he's poured money. He's pouring ETH into it. He's pouring Solana into it. If you did not know that, then you know why he's pushing for crypto, why his son's got crypto, why his wife is into crypto, because it's a moneymaker. It's a story. Made them all super rich. You just don't realize it. And then you get the Liberty on top of it all. You get the Liberty Trust, which is the American trust for oil revenues and stuff like that. I'm not totally 100% sure, but it exists. It's there. Whether that's another slush fund for his rich corporations and everything, to kind of say, listen, we know there's going to be hardships coming, and maybe you want to buy this now, because I see how people are buying Bitcoin right now. It's keeping it stable because people are buying it. That's why it's around, today it's 85,000, right? So you got that. People don't realize how big Bitcoin is now. You got Russia trading commodities with Bitcoin. You got China trading with Bitcoin. You got the BRICS, which is the new petrodollar. That's why we all got in this mess in the first place. That's why Trump did all the tariffs and everything, because they don't have the petrodollar, and you have this monster 36 trillion in debt. So you get the petrodollar. BRICS, which is Brazil. That's what BRICS stands for. They're the first ones in. For B for Brazil. Russia second. India third. And C for China. I bet you didn't know that. Okay? But you see, maybe I'm telling you, equals all that money that used to be into American petrol, buying gas, buying diesel, buying jet fuel and everything. That's all on the BRICS now, which has nothing to do with the United States. Meaning they have to buy. Now here's the big kicker. In the next 4 years, within 2 years, they have to buy 25% of the Bitcoin supply, at least 15 to 17%, which is 1 million tokens to 5 million coins. They have to offset. They need that Bitcoin, and they know they need that Bitcoin to offset the debt, because now their debt's climbing higher because they don't have petrol money sloshing around the world, right? So, not just that. The IMF, the international money guys, and then you got the the FOMC that for the first time said they're going to be taking, they have to run Bitcoin account because they need to get payments back from different countries in Bitcoin. Like you have one country called El Salvador, that Bukele there, that his reserve supply is like huge, right, in Bitcoin. So now the IMF, who's running a Bitcoin, and a lot of people don't realize they have a Bitcoin account to receive payments in Bitcoin from different countries. Now, think of the United States, who has 200,000 Bitcoins, where they acquire 1 million, acquire 2 million, and you watch, they're going to get into 5 billion. They're going to get 5 million coins. Okay. Now, magically, IMFC is holding, World Bank's holding a Bitcoin account now because they're kind of forced to. They're not yet. The banks in the world is not holding Bitcoin, except very few banks. The United States banks are not allowed to do it yet. So you get the FOMC holding Bitcoin account. So this is what's going to happen. So the United States magically is going to start paying 100 billion, 200 billion, a trillion in Bitcoin. Money they're going to get. Bitcoin's going to rise. All these countries are going to come up. Rises to 233,000, 300,000, meaning multi trillions of dollars are going to come in, because now countries and everything say, oh, we could just pay our debts off of Bitcoin. Magically, IMF and World Bank are going to be holding Bitcoin, a real cryptocurrency, not fake United States fiat dollars. So you watch that. And then magically, the United States says, oh, we paid off $1 trillion debt to the World Bank and FOMC and the Federal Reserve paying through that, right? So now the Federal Reserve's, now we're solvent because now we hold trillions of dollars in Bitcoin. You guys get it? The United States comes in and says, okay, we could pay another 5 years from now, 2 years from now, 4 years. Oh, we could pay another $2 trillion to bring our AAA rating back, our double A rating or whatever back. So what they're going to do is take that, pay their debt with the Bitcoin, right? Now they pay another $2 trillion. Now they pay another $1 trillion. And the World Bank, FCC, oh, by the way, you're always worried about United States dollar not worth any. Well, guess what? Now we have trillions of dollars paid back in Bitcoin. Now to back the U.S. dollar that pays the world's bullshit. You know what I mean? Get it? I see it. Because I'm crypto. I see it. I see. Why are all these billions and billions of dollars of transactions going through Bitcoin all of a sudden? What's happening is keeping Bitcoin in the last 3 weeks, and I've been tracking it for 3 weeks. I even have a thing here. I've been tracking it for 3 weeks, right here. Average at 83,000. That means money is sloshing back and forth at such a rate that it can't gain any money or lose any money, except when it went down when everything went down. But everything's been around 83,000, 84. Right now it's 85 because money's going back and forth, and there's a lot of money. I've been watching the blockchain live. I've been watching it. And I'm telling you, there's something going on. Just remember that in future. United States requiring 1 million. Their first goal is to get to 1 million, 2 million before their midterm elections 2 years from now, because the midterm elections could make and break them for majority in the House and the Senate, right? If they lose conference, so what? So remember, Trump had to do this now. He had no time. He had to do this now. He had to do this now to do the tariffs, to put a pause on the tariffs. He knows the whole world bull run is coming. That's going to happen pretty soon now, where everything's going to go up and everything's going to look so fine and dandy, and it's going to carry into 2026. Bitcoin on the halving will slowly go down over 2026, but then magically that's in the midterm elections, and then magically all Americans are like, oh, bread is cheaper now, gas is cheaper now, because all the money's coming into the situation, right? He did the tariffs to force countries to print money, which they're doing right as we speak. That's why the M2 money supply, if you look at the graph right now, what's it doing? It's going up. And it'll continue going up into May, June, July. And then all that money that's getting printed, people are going to get that. The banks, or you know what, the bank, oh, I got this money that the Chinese government just fucking printed. What am I going to do with it? Oh, I got to lend it out. And then May happened to be standing there in the street corner of China. Oh, I got all this money in the bank. What am I going to do with it? I'm going to buy crypto. I'm going to buy stocks, right? That's the M2 money supply. Magically, it's all going to go up. He's a smart fucker. Whoever's behind him is very smart. But do I tell a normal person this? No, they think I'm a fucking nutball, right? But I'm telling you the future, right now, in April, I'm telling the future what's going to happen in this video. Stick that in their fucking pipe and smoke it, because I'm telling you the future. It's money. It's economics. People say, oh, money ain't everything. That's fucking everything. You want to work for a living? No. Would you rather be traveling around the world doing your own thing, or doing your own thing and working? No. You got to work for a living. So don't tell me money ain't fucking everything. Money is fucking everything. Does money make you happy? No. But when I had my money, I was very happy. Very fucking happy. And I want that again. That's why you're looking at this, the City of Gold. Okay, the City of Gold. Up on Chuckballer's channel. This is not on my crypto channel. This is on Chuck. We're watching it right here at Chuckballer's channel. Telling you the future. Telling you the future. City of Gold. We're in September to December. I'm going to quit my job and do whatever the fuck I want. And that's the whole idea of it. Just remember what I said. Tariffs pressures all countries in the world. Now magically they can't sell their stuff, right? China can't sell their goods and everything because nobody wants to pay 100% on nobody wants to buy a little toy car for $1. Now it's $2. Nobody's going to do that. Okay, so factories are just decimated. Chinese people decimated. Other countries in the world that have high tariffs. If you notice, all the countries that are high productivity is decimated right now. And guess what? That government's going to have to do. They have to pour money into the economy, or all this shit's going to collapse. And it's already started to collapse. So they're pouring money. They're printing money to give out to the people. To get easy loans. To tide them over past this bullshit. Because magically because it's pretty simple. If you get a product from China into your country, you got that cheaply. It's stupid to tariff something that you get at, think of it this way. People don't understand. So, say you buy a hairbrush, okay? You buy a hairbrush and you're somebody you're importer, right? The tariff's too high now for that hairbrush to be worth anything, right? The whole fact is you buy that hairbrush for $1 in China and you sell it here for $15. You wholesale it for $10. Retailer jacks up to $20, right? So it's stupid to tariff another country, and I'm quite sure Trump and his people know this, that when you're getting that, you're not hurting China, you're hurting yourself. You're trying to artificially stop the trade in order to get those countries to print money, and then magically there's more money. Government, you can go and import that hairbrush cheaper in the future for like 75 cents because the tariff hasn't kicked out yet. Tariffs kicked out, you import, now you're selling the hairbrush for more money, but technically you have a chance to sell it cheaper than you actually would have got it yesterday. because the tariffs hit so hard that everything's cheap anyways, then they're just happy to sell back, right? And the government knows that the products that you get from abroad that come here on a high tariff, because remember, you're buying it at 1 penny in a dollar and you're selling it for $1 here, so obviously it's going to hurt everything, right? But they want to artificially stop everything in order to get these money printers to go to boost for this next year and into next year. I'm telling you, you'll see it. Or it could be a monster crash when we're stuck in a recession for the next 2 years and we're all in soup lines. I like to think of myself as telling the future the right way. And that's my personal opinion. Anyways, take it or leave it. I'm out of here. Have a happy Easter. Okay, and don't go buy hairbrushes for $2. Wait till they're 75 cents. Okay, you'll make more money in the long run, and magically Christmas is going to be very good. Very good.